Mother of Zeus is coming back at you with more tap thanks to UnitedTap.com and me. Joyful living, thoughtful expressions, and general fierceness are celebrated here. So what I'd like to do for just a very brief moment is let you know that somewhere in the future of this series of videos, I will talk about the details of my medical condition that caused me to have an early hysterectomy, a complete hysterectomy that removed my uterus and ovaries within 30 days of having been rushed to the emergency room after in one day losing over half the blood in my body because of a medical condition called menorrhagia. So I guess today is going to be the day when I tap and talk to you about some of the more serious reasons why I'm making this transformation in my life. While I tap and tell you how I'm doing in my journey to discovering the things that I've always wanted to do in my life, I'm going to share with you what's going on in a woman's life and why. Tippity tap tap, look at me go. I'm so happy and healthier since what I've gone through. There's much more to talk about, and I will talk about it. I'm sorry it's so serious, and I'm sorry it's so long today, but it will get shorter, and we will get into more precise, finely honed videos. So we are going to be talking about this time of life for women and why I'm doing what I'm doing now and how it can transform myself as well as my family and those around me and hopefully women and the world in order to live a happier life and go for those dreams and not see themselves as not relevant in our culture anymore. Cha-cha! That would be awesome. I want to go back and just be sure to clarify. When I was in the emergency room and had my transfusion, they indicated to me that had I not, I likely would end up either with a stroke or a heart attack if I didn't, because I had lost that much blood and I might not live. Because of the anemia, I had and continue to have a very poor immune system. I wasn't getting enough oxygen to the various organs of my body, including my brain. I wasn't getting them to other organs that do what they need to do, such as the heart, the kidneys, the liver, your lungs, your skin, you name it. So it's a very serious condition, and it culminated in me needing a transfusion of 2 of those baggies of blood that someone magnanimously and most generously donated. In the hospital, they were shocked at the fact that I had been living with this circumstance for as long as I had and that my life, the way that I felt was in this condition in terms of anemia and the lack of oxygen and hemoglobin counts that I had. I would say I was anxious to get it done. I was fearful because it happened at the worst possible time it could professionally for me. But as my then fiance, but now husband, said, he wanted a living wife rather than a dead worker or a dead fiance. So I went for the surgery, and there was some recovery time, and there are some things and issues that I'm going to deal with, and I'm still dealing with post-menorrhagia. I'll try and chat with my mother and my other family members who went through the same situation, although no one as badly as I did, and without grossing everybody out, inform women, because what I discovered was women don't talk to each other about this situation, but too many are going through it. And what I'd like to say is I could have died because I was trying to live with it in order to make ends meet financially. as well as to fight off the history of cancer in my family. All women, at all phases and stages of our lives, can live fabulous lives that mean something to us and demonstrate to others that we're not defined by simply whether we're fertile or not. I kind of think that's pretty important, and although it's out there and often talked about, maybe ad nauseum, it can't be done enough because we're still defined and still told who we are based on our fertility levels, our age, and whether we're postmenopausal crazy bitches. Just a quick postscript. I've kind of noticed that in some of the observations that I've been making, I sound somewhat like Jiminy Glick because I suddenly get higher in my volume and lower in my volume. And I think that Martin Short might have contributed to that. Thank you, Martin. And thank you, Jiminy. Of course, thank you, Jiminy. But also, weird, Jennifer, really weird. Embrace yourself, but also strange. Very strange, Miss Jennifer. So it's been a great week for tapping. I finished level 1 of my beginning tap, and I can start intermediate, but I'm still doing practices. It's been a crappy week for my emotional state for various reasons, and the tapping is helping me, so I encourage people who are in any stage of life, but also especially those who are going through any kind of hormonal change, exercise of any sort is critical to help. Additionally, I'm grabbing on to other things I love in life. Cello, gardening, painting, and sketch. Did she say cello? Yes. I'm learning cello, which is also a bucket list. The sound of the cello has always been speaking to my soul, and now I learn. I'm doing those I always wanted to things, because if not now, when? Think of their own thing that gives them that. Here's that sound, and here's what I'm going for. And for me, it's the surf pounding. So as I sit here working on these big sounds, the cello makes me think of the surf. And that's pretty much where I'm starting. You have good days, you have bad days. But the point is, if you surround yourself with the things you love and you're doing them, it's okay. And you get through them. And you triumph and you live a life that's thankful, glorious, fierce, and wonderful. Time to stop talking and put on your tap shoes, girl. my videos are more than just tap conversations and tap examples. Yes, I'm learning to tap. Yes, I'm playing cello. And those are part of my journeys of things I meant to do and never did. I'm doing them because I'm at a point in life where I realize what's important and what matters. I'm doing what I want because I'm realizing that life should not be wasted. I'm seeing what's beautiful outside of us, what's beautiful inside of us, and how we can share it with the world. Thanks again to UnitedTap.com for helping me learn to tap online.